Hey everybody, this video is going to be overdubbed in spots because the dealership that I was at here in Burleson, Texas, that's Carrie in the background, the Shelby Guru. There was music playing and YouTube shuts that stuff down, so I'll be overdubbing some of the spots. But this is my 2020 Shelby GT500, had the exhaust selection mode become unavailable with the error message on the dash. This can be caused by a few different reasons. It can be heat related with the wiring in the back. It can be chafing with the wiring back. It can also be mechanical. You're looking inside the exhaust tips here. If you look on the inside exhaust tip, you see the valve there. Above it is the actuator. These can mechanically get hung up. My exhaust started failing intermittently, so I always made sure I was in track mode because I mostly use this car at the track. I didn't want the exhaust valves getting stuck in a mode other than track. Want it wide open for when you're hammering on the throttle and trying to go fast. First step in diagnosing the problem is checking the fuse in the engine compartment fuse panel. It is number 34 and mine was blown. After checking the fuse, the next step is removing the rear belly closeout panel to get access to the harnesses and actuators. My problem started intermittently and became permanent. With the blown fuse, it's not going to be an intermittent problem, it's going to be permanent. What we're looking at here is a line on the coupler there that the exhaust is supposed to be inserted up to that line to keep it in the proper position. If not, the exhaust can sit too far aft, and this will likely cause the exhaust harnesses that control the actuators to rub on a body line right there that we're looking at and chafe. In my case, my passenger side was rubbing and shorted out. I had put some extra insulation tape on my harnesses when my car was delivered. I knew that this was a recurring problem with these cars, but I didn't get it all the way to the end due to restricted access. Next up, Carrie is removing the bolts that connect the exhaust hangers to the car. You can do this by yourself because there are clips that keep the hangers attached to the car with the bolts out. You will likely need a second person to lower the exhaust system. And then these connector tabs, they're basically little slide over top lockers. You just got to pry those out with a screwdriver to get them to release. And then you can slide the couplers aft. Once you have the locking tabs pulled up out of the way, then you can hammer the couplers aft with a flathead screwdriver and a mallet. With the hangers secured just by the clips, it's time to remove the exhaust system, which is best done by two people. Once it's down, you can see the actuators and the harnesses. This is extra tape right there that I had applied early on with my car. The driver's side was good, well protected, wasn't chafing. The problem was on the passenger side. So Carrie said my car was reporting an error code for bank A. Bank A is the passenger side. Right there is the chafing and the short that happened on the body line. I had put extra tape on the passenger side as well, but due to limited access, I did not get it all the way up to the end, and that's exactly where it was rubbing. Got the harnesses removed, and we can get a good look here at the actuators. This is the passenger side, which was my problem. That's where the harness plugs in at the top there. Over on the driver's side, it was still good, but we swapped them both out, just two new harnesses. And that is an exhaust wrap mod I did for keeping temps out of the diff at the track. We're looking at the body line where the rubbing occurred from. This is on the passenger side. That's kind of a sharp body line there. Chatting with Carrie, he said it would probably be a good idea to further protect that sharp edge there, put a little tape there or padding on that. We do end up prying the exhaust forward to mitigate that issue, but that's good secondary backup. We do have new harnesses installed on both driver and passenger side, and then lift the exhaust back up and get it back into the hangers. What I'm showing here is this harness was originally routed over this rear diff cooling line, rubbing up against the bottom of the spare tire well. It looked to be a better setup to go underneath that to keep it from rubbing. Looking at the passenger side, it looked to route better over the top of that cooling line right there. Kerry is using a mallet here and hammering the couplers back forward into their positions. Up next is a large pry bar biasing the whole system forward. That gives additional space, additional clearance on the sharp body lines that are right next to the harnesses by both mufflers. You can see there's better clearance now between the harness right there and that sharp edge of the body line right behind it. Put a new 15 amp fuse in position 34. Moment of truth, starting to see if the exhaust message pops up. So I'll say hood ajar, okay. Yeah, we're on. No exhaust warning. All right, exhaust toggle. Look at that. It works. Well, that's it. Kerry's doing the final inspection and confirms that the harnesses are about an inch to an inch and a half away from that sharp body line. All is good with my TSB warranty fix on the selector not available for the exhaust system. He did a great job, and thanks, Kerry, for letting me film. See ya.